told you that 99% of people who practice manifestation are actually breathing against their desires? They're visualizing, they're affirming, they're meditating, but all along, they're sending out a vibrational signal of separation. And here's the wild part. Nobel Prize-winning physicists have already shown us that reality responds to observation, not effort. Ancient mystics knew it thousands of years ago. And now, modern neuroscience confirms it. Today, I'm going to show you something that has been almost completely lost. A way of breathing that instantly shifts your vibration into the observer state. I call it the observer breath. Once you learn it, manifestation is no longer about pulling in what you want. It becomes about dissolving the gap between you and it until the universe has no choice but to deliver. 1. The trap of breathing. 4. Let's start with the mistake nearly everyone makes. Most spiritual seekers breathe for their desires. They take a deep breath and imagine pulling something in from the outside. Money, love, healing, success. But here's the problem. When you breathe for, you confirm to the quantum field that you don't already have it. You're broadcasting separation. The signal says, it's out there, I'm in here, and I need to get it. And what does the quantum field do? It mirrors that exact state, endless chasing, endless waiting, endless seeking. 2. Physics of the observer. Quantum physics tells us something radical. Reality doesn't exist as fixed until it is observed. The double-slit experiment revealed this decades ago. Light behaves as a wave of infinite possibilities until a conscious observer looks at it. In that moment, the wave collapses into a particle, into a specific outcome. Now think about this. Every breath you take is an act of observation. Every inhale, every exhale, collapses possibility into form. But here's the catch. Are you observing from lack or from embodiment? 3. The observer breath explained. The observer breath is not about breathing for your desire. It's about breathing as your desire. Instead of inhaling with the thought, I want money, you inhale with the frequency of, I am abundance itself. Instead of exhaling with the vibration of, please bring me love, you exhale with the energy of, I am love in motion. This flips the signal. Your nervous system stops broadcasting separation. Your field stops chasing. And the quantum fabric reorganizes to match your already present state. 4. The mechanics of breath and field. Why breath? Why not just thought or feeling? Because breath is the only system in your body that bridges the unconscious and conscious. Think about it. You can breathe automatically, or you can take control at will. This makes breath the gateway to your subconscious. The same subconscious that programs 95% of your vibration. When you shift your breath, you shift your subconscious broadcast. And when your subconscious aligns with your desire, reality cannot resist. 5. Ancient echoes. Mystics knew this. Yogis taught pranayama, not just to relax, but to merge with cosmic intelligence. Kabbalists said, breath is the bridge between the human and the divine. Even in Genesis, the creation story begins with the breath of God animating clay into life. Breath is creation. Breath is observation. Breath is collapse of possibility into reality. But somewhere along the way, the technique was distorted. People used breath to reach instead of to merge. 6. The observer breath practice. So how do you do it? Here's the method. Choose your desire, not as a goal, but as an identity. Example, not I want health, but I am vitality. Inhale as if you already are it. Feel the breath filling your cells with that identity. Let the body memorize it. Exhale into the field. Send it outward, not as a request, but as a recognition. This is already true. Pause in stillness. Let the silence between breaths be the void where the quantum field reorganizes. Repeat this cycle until the line between you and it disappears. Until breathing as your desire feels as natural as breathing itself. 7. The shift in feeling. You'll notice something strange when you practice this. The wanting dissolves. Instead of craving, you feel fullness. Instead of grasping, you feel expansion. Instead of time dragging, you feel the present moment collapse into eternity. This is when you know you've shifted, because the field doesn't respond to words. It responds to coherence, and coherence feels like already mine. 8. Why most people fail. Why doesn't manifestation work for most people? Because they try to think their way into alignment while breathing their way out of it. They hold affirmations in their mind while their body is signaling stress, lack, and waiting. The observer breath ends this contradiction. It aligns thought, body, and energy into a single broadcast. Quantum entanglement. Here's where it gets wild. Quantum entanglement proves that once two particles interact, they remain connected, no matter the distance. Your desires are already entangled with you. They're not out there. They're part of your field. When you breathe as them, you activate that entanglement. The field must deliver the corresponding experience, because on a quantum level, it's already linked to your identity. Part, the collapse into now. The observer. Breath trains you to collapse the timeline. No more waiting for someday, no more broadcasting lack, no more hoping the universe will notice. Instead, you collapse the wave of possibility into the now. You live it, you breathe it, you embody it. And when you embody it, the external has no choice but to reorganize. Closing words, the breath that changes everything. Take this in. Every inhale, every exhale is not just survival, it is creation. It is observation. It is quantum entanglement made flesh. If you keep breathing as the person who is still waiting, reality will keep you waiting. But the moment you begin to breathe as the person who already is, everything flips. You're no longer begging reality to change. You're watching reality catch up to who you have already become. So the next time you sit down to visualize, don't just imagine. Don't just think. Don't just feel. Breathe. Breathe not for your desires, but as your desires. Because the observer breath is the missing link between wanting and being. And once you master it, manifestation is an effort. It's as natural as your next inhale. This is how you merge with your desires. This is how you collapse the field. And this is how you step into the truth that was always waiting for you. You are the breath. You are the observer. You are the desire, already fulfilled. Introduction. The hidden key. 99% of people are doing manifestation wrong. They're affirming, visualizing, journaling. But every breath they take is undoing it. Why? Because they're breathing for their desires instead of breathing as them. And today I'm going to show you the quantum secret that turns breath into a manifestation engine. The observer breath. The illusion of separation. When you breathe as if your desires are out there, you reinforce distance. You tell the universe, I don't have it yet, and the quantum field faithfully mirrors back that state of lack. 2. The physics of collapse. Quantum physics shows us that particles exist as waves of probability until observed. Observation collapses possibility into reality. Every breath is observation. The question is, what state are you collapsing? 3. Breath as code. Your inhale and exhale aren't just survival. They're codes, signals, broadcasts. Your subconscious rides on the rhythm of your breath, imprinting every cell with your state of being. Why mind alone fails? You can think affirmations all day long, but if your body, through breath, is still signaling stress, lack, or waiting, your thoughts can't override it. Breath is the bridge that aligns mind and body into one coherent frequency. Ancient breathing mysteries. Yogis practice pranayama to merge with cosmic intelligence. Mystics taught breath as the first prayer. Indigenous traditions saw breath as spirit itself. But somewhere the secret was diluted into shallow techniques, leaving out the quantum truth. Breath is observation. The observer breath defined. Here's the shift. Don't breathe for your desires. Breathe as them. Inhale as if you already are the identity you seek. Exhale as if the world already recognizes it. A practical example. Let's say your desire is abundance. Most people inhale thinking, I want money. That broadcasts lack. Instead, inhale with the embodiment, I am prosperity in motion. Exhale with the knowing, every cell in my body is wealth. The feeling of fullness. When you breathe as your desire, something dissolves. The craving. It's replaced by fullness. That fullness is coherence. And coherence is the only language the field responds to. Subconscious reprogramming. Your subconscious controls 95% of your vibration, and breath is its primary input. When you train the subconscious through breath, you reprogram your entire energetic broadcast. The pause between breaths. Don't overlook the silence. Inhale, exhale, then pause. That pause is the void, the fertile ground where the field reorganizes itself. The nervous system reset. When you breathe as your desires, your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to creation mode. Your body stops chasing. It begins receiving. The observer's paradox. When you stop chasing outcomes, outcomes chase you. When you stop needing, reality supplies. This is the paradox hidden in the observer effect. And breath is how you live it. The science of coherence. Heart math research shows that when your breath, heart, and brain are synchronized, your electromagnetic field expands dramatically. That expanded field is what reorganizes reality around you. The power of recognition manifestation isn't about creation. It's about recognition. Recognition that the frequency already exists. Breath is how you tune to it. The collapse into now, the observer. Breath collapses the someday timeline into already. No more waiting, no more trying, only being. Breathe as if it's done. Every inhale, every exhale is not just oxygen. It's a quantum command. If you breathe as the person who is still waiting, life will keep you waiting. But if you breathe as the person who already is, life will rush to catch up. So stop begging reality to change. Stop gasping for what's out there. Instead, merge with it, observe it, breathe it into now. Because the observer breath isn't about effort. It's about embodiment. It's about collapsing separation until you and your desire are indistinguishable. Inhale, you are it. Exhale, the world reflects it. Pause, the field obeys it. Perfect. Let's expand this even further. Since you want more parts, I'll build on the observer breath script and stretch it into a 30-plus part structure, each section adding depth, shifts, and retention hooks. This way, your audience stays locked in, constantly receiving fresh insights. Here's the extended version. Writing ID Tourdi 20207, title. The Observer Breath, extended 30-plus part script. Variant standard. The Observer Breath. This is how you breathe to merge with your desires. Introduction. The hidden key. Most people think manifestation is about thoughts, effort, or rituals. But hidden inside every inhale and exhale is the real power. The observer breath. Breathe wrong, and you create separation. Breathe right, and reality collapses into alignment. The forgotten power of breath, before words, before thought, before intention. There was breath. Your first act in this life was an inhale. Your last act will be an exhale. Everything in between, the story you're writing with each breath. Breathing the wrong way. The truth is, most people breathe backwards. They breathe to get something, to reach something. This reinforces lack. It keeps the desire always out of reach. The quantum connection. Every breath is an observation. Every observation collapses a possibility into reality. But if you breathe as a seeker, you collapse endless seeking. The illusion of effort. We've been conditioned to believe the harder you try, the closer you get. But in quantum reality, the harder you try, the further it slips away. Ancient breathing secrets from yogis to shamans, breath was always sacred. It wasn't just oxygen, it was spirit, chi, prana, life force. They knew what science now proves. Breath changes your frequency. What science confirms studies show, breath controls your nervous system. Your nervous system controls your frequency. Your frequency controls how reality responds. Mind alone can't do it. You can repeat affirmations, visualize all day, meditate for hours. But if your breath is still broadcasting stress, lack, or waiting, your body cancels your mind. The observer breath defined. Here's the breakthrough. Don't breathe for your desires. Breathe as your desires. Example, breathing as abundance. If you want abundance, don't inhale, I need money. That keeps money away. Inhale, I am abundance itself. Exhale, the world recognizes me as wealth. Example, breathing as love. If you want love, don't exhale longing, exhale fulfillment. Inhale as if love already fills you. Exhale as if the universe can't help but match it. The pause is the portal. The stillness between breaths is the void. That's where the quantum field reorganizes. That's where timelines collapse. Dissolving resistance. When you breathe as your desire, resistance can't survive. It has no fuel. It evaporates into coherence. The nervous system recode. Breathing as your desire rewires your nervous system. Your body stops chasing. It starts receiving. The subconscious reprogram. Your subconscious runs 95% of your life. It doesn't respond to words. It responds to rhythm. Breath is the ultimate reprogramming rhythm. Observer effect embodiment. The observer effect says observation creates reality. The observer breath is how you live that truth in your body. Coherence is the language. When your breath, heart, and brain synchronize, your field expands. That coherence is the only language the universe understands. Quantum entanglement ignited. Your desires are already entangled with you. Breathing as them activates that entanglement. It makes their arrival inevitable. Signs it's working. You feel calm certainty. Synchronicities appear faster. You stop craving because you feel full. You sense your desire is already here. Signs it's working. You feel calm certainty. Synchronicities appear faster. You stop craving because you feel full. You sense your desire is already here. Observer's paradox. The moment you stop breathing as a seeker, reality stops hiding as a distant prize. The observer breath cycle, inhale as identity, exhale as recognition, pause in stillness, repeat until separation dissolves. Beyond technique. At first it's a practice, eventually it becomes your natural state. Every unconscious breath broadcasts alignment. The physics of now. The field doesn't care about someday, it responds to now. The observer breath collapses future into already. The spiritual dimension. Breathing as your desire is prayer without words. It is devotion without begging. It is union without separation. The biological shift, cortisol levels drop. Brain waves shift. Your body stops surviving and starts creating. The energetic broadcast. Every breath sends out a signal. Weak breath equals weak signal. Observer. Breath equals coherent, undeniable command to reality. Why others feel it. Your field expands through coherent breath. People sense it without knowing why. They treat you differently. Opportunities magnetize. Micro moments matter. It's not about one perfect breath in meditation. It's about hundreds of micro breaths during your day, each one aligning reality closer to your desire. Breathing as future self. When you breathe as if you already are your future self, time bends. That version of you isn't far away. It collapses into now. The observer breath ritual. Morning. 3 minutes of observer breath to set your frequency. Midday. Use pauses between tasks to reset. Night. Breathe as your desires before sleep. Program the field through dreams. The final frequency shift. At some point, breathing as your desire no longer feels like pretending. It feels like remembering. That's the moment reality flips. Breathing reality into being. Your breath is not small. It is not automatic. It is not background. It is the most powerful command you have. Every inhale, every exhale is an act of creation. If you breathe as the seeker, life keeps you seeking. If you breathe as the one who already is, life has no choice but to mirror it. So stop asking, stop waiting, stop gasping for what you think is missing. Instead, merge with it, observe it, breathe it into now. Because the observer breath is not effort, it is embodiment. It is the end of separation. It is the collapse of someday into today. Inhale, you are it. Exhale, the world reflects it. Pause, and the universe obeys. And from this moment forward, let every breath remind you, you are no longer waiting. You are already living. Take a moment right now and notice your breath. Noticing is the beginning of mastery. Your entire life, you've been taught to breathe unconsciously, as if it's just biology. But now you know, every inhale is a signal. Every exhale is an instruction. Every pause is an opening. The observer breath is not just a method. It is a remembering that you were never separate from your desires, a remembering that what you seek is already seeking you, a remembering that the only distance between you and the reality you crave was the illusion of waiting. With each inhale, you reclaim your identity. With each exhale, you command your reality. With each pause, you dissolve the timelines that kept you trapped. This is why the ancients called breath spirit. This is why mystics protected its secrets. This is why science now confirms the nervous system, the heart, the brain, all reorganize when you breathe with awareness. You are no longer breathing as a seeker. You are breathing as the one who already is. You are no longer asking life to deliver. You are collapsing the illusion that anything was missing. Understand this. Your desires are not in the future. They are not far away. They are coded into your very breath. And when you breathe as the observer, they manifest as naturally as the sunrise. And yes, you will notice it. Your body will feel lighter. The old anxiety will fade. People will respond to you differently, sensing the coherence in your field. Opportunities will rearrange themselves, showing up at your doorstep without strain. Synchronicities will multiply until you can no longer dismiss them as random. But the true miracle is not what appears outside. The true miracle is what awakens inside. Because when you breathe as your desires, you stop being the struggler, the seeker, the one who waits. You become the source. You become the frequency. You become the mirror the universe must obey. So I invite you, after this video ends, to close your eyes. Take one breath. Not as someone who is lacking. Take one breath. Not as someone who is waiting. Take one breath as the one who already is.